What's up, Starbro? It's your girl Esme Leilani, but you can call me Ozzy. And today we're making the second video in my video encyclopedia of cosmetics and how they're used. So if you watched my first video, you know that a Redditor on one of the subreddits I frequent was really confused about how makeup is chosen, like what are the products and how do you apply them. I am an experienced makeup artist. I've worked at Sephora, I've worked at Bare Minerals. I'm also a skintellectual and an esthetician. So I feel really confident making these videos to go over the different types of products and the formulas available to the average person in store, and how they're applied and the order that they're applied in. What we are not going to do is go into my preferences. My preferences are geared towards my skin texture and my skin color. If you are curious about skin tone, undertone, overtone, and how to choose your foundations, check out my first video. But today's video is all about color. Not eyeshadow, but facial color. And the first thing that I want to go over is that there is an abundance of products that you can find in this category, okay? You do not need all of these products. I am a makeup artist. I love makeup. I remember being 5 years old and watching my mom apply blue eyeliner in the 90s, and I was like, oh, face crayons? I cannot wait. And I really couldn't wait. And I'm still happy to this day to be able to express myself through cosmetics. It's just something that brings me a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure. So I hope that teaching you in these video series is a pleasant experience for you. And that's why I want to tell you, you do not need all of these products, because I want to keep it pleasant for you. I do not want you to get overwhelmed, and understand that the colors that come out in trends, you do not need all of them. Okay, choose the colors that work with you. Now, I am a golden olive. I am a dark winter. As you can see, I'm wearing black. I have an intensity about my coloring that is very dark. Even if my skin is not highly saturated, I still have a prevalent golden aura to my olive skin, and I have a neutral skin tone. So a lot of the colors that I have for myself are not the colors that I use on other people, which is why I have such a large collection. Is because honestly, I'm dealing with all different types of people, and I want to show you how to choose your skin tone shades. And what we're going to be talking about today is bronzer, contour, highlighter, blush. Okay, these are some of the funnest things that you can find, but do not get lost in the sauce. You do not need all of these products. In fact, it's very important to just choose the things that are going to work for you. If you want an everyday look, a simple bronzer and a simple blush might be all that you need. If you're really interested in glam, you might want to add a highlighter. If you are not that interested in glam, but you want to choose, you know, someday I want a matte look and some days I want a glowy look, how do I manage that? We got you covered. We're going to get started with that now, okay? So first things first, I want to go into Glotion. A Glotion, this one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. Another one that's really popular is the Charlotte Tilbury one, the Flawless Filter. I love that stuff, but honestly, it's very, very expensive, and it'll expire before you use it all. Be wise with your makeup. This stuff is expensive. Please understand that these trends that go on online, they are designed to market towards you and to make you feel like you're in with the in crowd and take your money. Okay? Luxury is very expensive. Luxury includes beauty. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done, getting your makeup done. Choose wisely the things that you're investing in. Do invest in your image, and also be wise about the things that you're doing. So I like a semi-matte look. My face right now is very matte. I have very little glimmer or shine going on, and the reason that is because, quite frankly, I'm on camera right now. I don't want to shine in the camera. The camera doesn't like glimmer. But for an everyday look, a Glotion, you can just add a little bit to your foundation. If you're using a liquid foundation or a cream foundation, you can mix it up. If you're interested in learning how to mix products, you can go to my last video and I talk about how I like to mix my cream and my liquid together. Well, they're very matte. And if I want a little bit of shimmer, I can add just a little bit of this into the mix and apply. You can also use this on your fingertips. Apply a little bit to your fingertips and highlight the areas that you want. The key to highlighting is that you shouldn't be so precise with it. When we glow from the inside out, like you can see here, the glow does center around the T-zone area of the face, but don't be afraid to like keep it natural. A few years ago, it was really popular for people to start, you know, you could see the highlighter from space. They wanted to glow with the gods. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that was the trends of that time. Now we have clean girl makeup, and that's cute, you know. If you want to glow a little bit, add a little bit. If you want to glow more, add more. But a Glotion is a liquid highlighter that is made to blend into your foundation or on top of your foundation to add a subtle to medium glow. And it comes in different shades, so you know you're going to want to choose a shade that works best for you. I think this one is super easy to use, and I think it comes in medium glow, light glow, dark glow, and I like that. It's very easy. If you're fair, choose a light one. If you're medium like me, choose a medium one. There you go. I like that. Highlighters can become complicated. I have multi-chrome highlighters that when I turn my face, here, I'll show you one. This one is called Whimsy. This one is by Bare Minerals. Let me see where it is. Here we are. Whimsy is a multi-chrome highlighter. It's got a white base to it, but when it shines, I don't know if I can get, you see the pink? It's got a subtle pink duochrome shift. It's kind of hard to see on camera. It looks very white, but when you hold it at an angle, it's got a pink reflection on it. They can become really complicated, or they can be as simple as the Clinique Cheek Pop Highlighter in Golden Celebration. This one is great. This one gives a beautiful like wet glow to the skin. It looks very natural. Choose according to your lifestyle. Do not choose according to trends that you see on Instagram or online, because those trends are constantly going to be changing. Tomato girl makeup, brownie makeup, clean girl makeup. Girl, choose the one that looks good on you, and choose the one that's going to be easiest for you to use, and choose the one that's going to cost you the least amount of money. Because these products, quite frankly, they don't run out very fast. It might be like, oh, I want the big one, or I want the one. Listen to me. You don't need it all, okay? You don't need it all. I like the Glotion because you can put the Glotion on your décolletage and it can give like a really summery glow. I love that for us. Are we going to be covering our décolletage in bright pink duochrome highlighter? We most certainly are not. So keep it together. Keep it together is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm a big fan of the Bare Minerals highlighters because they're so easy to use. I like Bare Minerals a lot. I've come to recognize that in myself. I like Bare Minerals a lot. So here I have Zen. Zen is a beautiful neutral champagne. This one is my everyday workhorse. I like this one a lot because, and you see how much I have still, and I've had this for years. Powder, they do expire. I know they expire. This has a 12-month lifespan. I've had it for years. A lot of people just use their makeup until it dies or it grows mold. I'm one of those people. Please, this is my private collection. This is not what I use on other people. But now you understand why it might behoove you to go get the mini. Don't feel the need to get the whole one until you really know that you love it. And even if you love it, still get the mini because they do expire. This one is Zen. It's a creamy champagne, very natural on the skin. This does not shine to the gods, which honestly is what I want. I don't want to shine to the gods. I like a more subtle approach to my makeup. This one is Free. Free is getting into more of like a taupe color. These are the colors that look good on me, so that's what I chose. And finally, this one is Joy. Now Joy is very unique, and you're going to see why in a minute. It's because it's bright orange, and you may be like, oh my gosh, Ozzy, why would you put a bright orange bronzer? Girl, this looks so good on top of your blush. If you love a summery vibe, this, you know, I have to show you. It looks a lot more intimidating in the pan than it does when you apply it, but this looks so beautiful. You can see it there a little bit. It's very subtle when you apply it on top, but you put it on top of a blush and it just brings life to your blush and it gives you that Copacabana glow. I love this stuff. Joy is one of my favorites. It just looks like you're lit from within, and it gives your blush something extra, a little zhuzh. So we're going into highlighters. We went over Clinique, we went over the Bare Mineral highlighters. You're going to want to choose one highlighter. If you like highlighter, choose a Glotion. If you're new to highlighter, that's that liquid that you can use all over your décolletage as well as in your foundation to give you a beautiful glowy finish. It can change you up. You know, you can choose a matte foundation, and a little Glotion can give you the option of a dewy finish. Or choose a powder. I like the Clinique ones because they're super easy to use. Or you can go the Bare Minerals route. It doesn't matter. Just choose one that's easy for you to use. And remember, the more reflective it is, the harder it's going to be for you to apply, especially if you're a beginner. Because those concentrated pigments need to be blended. Blending is like painting. You know, makeup is kind of like painting. And when you have a beginner applying shiny powders to the face, take into consideration you may not have the techniques yet to blend those out. And honestly, I'm not going to teach you in this video series. This video series is a video encyclopedia of the products available and when to layer them, not a blending course. Blending is one of those things you need to practice. There's lots of videos on how to blend. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. Go on YouTube, find a drag queen, they'll teach you how to blend. They're the best at it. But be aware that a lot of the problems in this situation can be avoided if you just choose a formula that's easy to use. Then you won't have to struggle so much. I highly recommend that. The next thing we're going to talk about is highlighter blushes. So we went into Joy. Joy was that beautiful orangey color. Here we go. This doesn't actually have a lot of color pigment. It's just the right shade to give your blush a little zhuzh so it matches your bronzer and it gives like a really beautiful tropical glow. I love this stuff. I really do. Well, let's get into that concept. Some blushes have highlighter already built in. That's so easy. I love that. I love that. These are the Becca Luminous blushes. These I think are discontinued. I'm not sure. These are very old. I love them. I don't care. And I have 4 colors. This one is Tiger Lily. This one looks very much like Joy, but this one is much more pigmented than Joy. Joy reads as like a soft peachy pink. This one actually reads like, well, it's kind of hard to tell. There you go. This one reads orange. This is orange. This is great for a dark-skinned person who wants to glow. These have highlighter built in, so where you put your blush, it's pretty much also where you put your highlighter. These 2 for 1. I have Dahlia. Now this color looks very dark and intimidating, but for a dark winter like me, this is actually the color I'm wearing today. This works beautifully. It's a berry tone color. We have Camilla, a nice light pink. And we have Foxglove. Foxglove is like a lighter berry. So remember that the colors in the pan are not necessarily what you're going to get on your skin. Intensity of pigment depends on the brand. Now for a dark winter like me, you can do color analysis on yourself if you want. There's lots of different videos that can help you with that, different professionals that can help you with that. I am a dark winter. You can tell because I'm wearing a lot of black. My hair is black, my eyes are a dark green, but they look luminous, dark black. I can wear very heavy eyeliners, I can wear very heavy colors, and I look very natural in them. One of the blushes that I love is But First Coffee. If you are an olive, medium golden olive, and you're looking for a matte blush, this is the Bare Minerals blush in But First Coffee. It's like a very dusky berry. I would say this is a little more intense than my go-to Holy Grail Black Honey. ColourPop's Black Honey is a beautiful blush color for me. This is the most natural blush color I can use. You may be like, that's very dark. That's what I look for when I'm choosing my colors. So again, color analysis is very important when you're choosing this aspect of your makeup, because it's going to depend on what you're looking for. You don't need all the colors that I just showed you. And honestly, they might not look good on you, regardless of what the trends are. That's why I love something like this. This is the NARS Afterglow Cheek Palette. This is my favorite. It's got 6 beautiful colors. It's got a highlighter here. It's got a very bright red, a medium tone mauve, a berry, a bronze, a very light pink. These colors are perfect for my skin tone. This is why I bought that. This bright red, Exhibit A, one of my favorite colors in the whole wide world. You might say to yourself, oh my gosh, how intimidating. If you are a woman of color, you have a golden olive skin tone or darker, and you're looking for a palette, girl, think about it. Think about it. Look for something like this. This will give you ultimate play without breaking the bank, give you options. This red is one of the most natural colors you can put on your skin when your shade tone is like me or you're darker. Honestly, I love this pale pink. It's one of my favorite pale pinks. You see how beige and like almost washed out it looks like? Not on me. On me, it adds a little bit of a baby touch. Another color that is interesting for a lot of people is how to get a baby pink glow. Baby pink blush is very popular, especially with the 90s coming back. And a lot of people look for a blush that looks like this. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Cherub blushes. They are no longer available. But as you can see, this blush has a white base. It looks cute on me, but it doesn't give baby pink. It gives like a whitish glow. I don't know how to explain it. How do I explain it? It gives almost like, it's not bright enough, honestly. It's not bright enough. It's just, it kind of, it's just not it for me. It's, my skin tone is not, it eats it up. It eats up the pigment, you know, it eats up the pigment. If you're looking for a baby pink and you're golden or olive or a person of color, get you a lavender blush. This is a milky lavender, the same brand, Unearthly Cosmetics Charmed. No longer available, but these colors are everywhere now. They're very popular. Light purple to medium purple on golden skin gives that beautiful pink flush that a lot of people are looking for. Another one that I have is a Lancome blush, and it's called A Plum. And it's got a dusty mauve color. Love these colors. They look very natural on the skin when done correctly. Very playful and natural. But the most natural for me is that Black Honey. That dark purple. For you, it may be different. For someone who's very fair, those light pink colors are going to translate very well to the fairness of their skin. So you need to choose based on your skin tone. One of the ones that I love because it's so versatile is the Bare Minerals Golden Gate. This is a dusky terracotta. It's got like a dusky terracotta shade. And I love this one because it gives a very subtle flush to the skin. It's very easy to use. A little sprinkle in the lid, dip, swirl, tap, and apply. This one is very subtle. Another thing that I like about this is that it has a clean formula. It's got a very simple formula, and I like it because you can wear it while you're sleeping. I know this is crazy, but sometimes I wear makeup when I'm sleeping, and this one doesn't break me out. Another formula that's really popular is the Milk Makeup Sticks. These are very portable. This is the Lip and Cheek Stick in Work. It's got a creamy formula. I'm glad that they actually made these in minis and stopped making them in the large ones, because there's so much pigment in these guys that you can almost say I'll never run out. I do not like the price. It's double digits for this tiny stick, and I don't like that personally. There's serum foundation, serum blushes, sorry. This one is by Cosmetics. This one is called Cherry Splash, and this one is Little Lilac. These are very popular colors. So I got these colors because these are the colors that work well with my skin tone. I find this applicator to be very difficult to use. This serum, these little serums, they're meant to be sheer and glowy. So if you're wanting a really glam look, you might want a powder. If you're looking for something that's more sporty and more fresh, go with your little serums. This purple produces a gorgeous baby pink on my skin tone. It's just, honestly, I'm not a big fan of this applicator. I really am not, and I'm not happy that like I'm ever going to be able to get the last of the product out of the bottle. I don't like that. I find it very wasteful. I like products that I can cut open and get the last out. This, I'm going to be stuck just dealing with this. I don't like this packaging. It's very gimmicky to me. So, you know, choose the packaging that's not wasteful. Choose a packaging that's simple and easy for you to open. Choose colors that complement your skin tone. Choose a finish, matte, dewy, glowy, that meets your needs. Choose one or two. If you like the 6-pack at NARS, go ahead, splurge on it. You can use it as eyeshadow. I use the colors as eyeshadow too. Blush makes a beautiful eyeshadow. I'm a big fan of the monochromatic look, a look that matches your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips together. I find them to be spectacular. One of the colors that I'm going to show you is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur in Blurred Buff. I don't know if this is still available. I love this shade specifically for redheads. Redheads look amazing in these shades. It's like a peachy terracotta. It's a peachy terracotta, and it's got a whipped texture that you can use. And what I like about this shade is that it's like a blush and a bronzer mixed together. So it's got a little bit of that bronzy glow to it, and it also has a little bit of rosiness. And honestly, when I'm looking for a very easy everyday look, I will just grab this one color and fill in my eyes, just one and done, cheeks, and a little bit of a lip. Put a gloss on top, done. This color specifically for redheads is phenomenal. I find that redheads look really amazing in these terracotta shades all over the face. Perfect. For me as a dark winter, I look really great in berry shades and plum shades all over the face. I can wear this as eyeshadow, I can wear it as blush, and then I can find a coordinating lip gloss. There's already the Black Honey lip gloss, so there you go. And it's a beautiful, easy look. So feel free, if you're building your makeup skills, to forget the eyeshadow palettes. You can just pick a blush and a bronzer and work from there. You really don't need to open up your wallet and spend all of this money getting these color products to create a beautiful put together appearance. So now we're going to get into contour. Contour comes in all different types. There's liquid contours, there's stick contours, there's powder contours, and we're going to talk about that right now. I have some sticks. These are the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Concealer Sticks. I have them in a bunch of colors. I use them for everything. I use them for highlighting. I use them for eyeshadow. I use them for eyeshadow primer. I use them for contour. I use them for eyeshadow. I use them heavily, and I like them because they blend really well. So I have a bunch of the light shades here that I've got to show you because I want to show you the differences in tones. And you can just dab, 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 blend. Dab, 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 blend. These are dry matte. These are like a demi matte, so they do blend out really well. This light, medium, neutral is great for my skin tone, especially if I want to do a bright under eye. This medium cool I like to put on my eyelids to prime my eyelids so it can be ready to accept an eyeshadow. This tan neutral dark doesn't even look that dark, but you know what? It makes an excellent contour that's very subtle and believable. They blend out really well, and I like how they last on the skin. They don't really budge. But that light medium, that tan, this one is called tan dark neutral. It looks very light, right? You wouldn't say, oh, That's a contour. This is a perfect contour shade for me. So when you go to the store and you're looking at those contours and they look really orange and dark, that may not be what you need, honey. Contour works best when it has a little bit of a gray tone to it, very similar to the shadows that highlight your face. Now, I have a very heavily defined face. I have a diamond-shaped face. I do not need to rely on contour like that. What I use contour for is to shade in this big old forehead of mine. I use it because when I do the blush, you know, we're not the same color from forehead to chin. You know, add a little definition here, a little definition here. There you go. I do not go heavily on contour, nor have I ever gone heavily on contour. I have a big old nose. I'm proud of it. I can breathe more air. I don't know what to tell you. I know everyone and their mother wants to contour their noses right now. You do you if you want to. For me, that doesn't work for me. So I like these little sticks. I use them. They're multi-purpose. Do not be afraid to accept your features for what they are. Yes, I can make my nose look more svelte. I have a bulbous nose. I have Iberian blood, and it shows. I have a bulbous nose. Yes, I can use contour to contour my features. Do I? Why won't I? Why won't I? It's not that I won't. It's that you have to understand that the more product you put, the more blending you have to do, the more product you have around your nose, the more cake you have. What looks good on camera when you see it, when you're looking at somebody's makeup on Instagram, may not look so smooth in person. So less is sometimes more. Instead, what I do to my complexion is I will use a little powder. I have 3 powders here that I want to show you. When I want to contour my nose properly, these are the Bare Mineral Bare Pro compacts. These are compact foundations. I choose colors that have a lot of gray in them. This one is Oak, and this one is Almond. These are my contour shades. Very subtle. A very subtle thing. Yeah, I've been known to do my nose. There's something wrong with it, you know? There's something wrong with it. Pick the right colors for you, and sometimes that might mean grabbing a foundation and not a contour palette. Because quite frankly, you're probably not going to need that whole contour palette. You probably just need 1 or 2 colors specifically chosen for your skin tone. Any powder foundation worth its salt, the Bare Pro is excellent. Any powder foundation worth its salt is going to work wonderfully as a contour. Choose the color correctly. Get help. I really like this one here. This is called a Tantour. Tantour. What's Tantour? It's bronzer that looks like contour. This is a very cool toned compact. This is the Bare Minerals bronzer in faux tan. It's what I'm wearing today. I love this stuff. This stuff I love because it's very easy to apply. It's very intuitive, and it's the right shade for me. It's the right shade for a lot of people. It was created to be a neutral tone. I would not say this works well for deeper toned skins, but if you have a fair to medium toned skin, this is an easy one and done product. You can use it, and it's very cool toned. It does come in a loose powder formula. There is a color difference between the loose. It's, I want to say darker, and it has some shimmer to it. Yeah, so if you like the idea of having a bronzer that's very cool toned, I would say go for the loose. This works better as bronzer. If you want to have a contour bronzer hybrid, go for the pressed. I use the pressed more than the loose. So now I'm going to show you how to put this on. Where you put it on? Forehead. If you got a big old forehead like mine, or just if you are doing a whole face of foundation, forehead. You want the forehead, the perimeter of the forehead. Don't go too far. You see where my spatula is? And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to blend up into the hairline. If you're using a bronzer, you're going to do a 3 on the side of the face. 1, 2, 3. You see? We're going to do here, here, and here. So now that we've gone over where to place our bronzer, let's go over where we're going to place our contour. Some people say suck your cheeks in. No, we're not putting it here. What you want to do is you want to feel where your teeth and your bones, right here. Here we go. Where you can feel your teeth. I can feel my teeth start. That's where you put, right here, and you blend up is where you put your contour. We're not putting it down low because that's going to give you a more masculine appearance if you're looking for a chiseled. And we're going to want to also keep it, one moment, we're also going to want to keep it within the socket of the ear. So here, right there, that's where my teeth start. That's where you put your bronzer. You can see this beautiful line that I have there. Not everyone has that line. That's what we're trying to create with the contour. I have it, so I don't use contour like that because I mean I'll look like Cruella de Vil. How much sharper do I want my face? But if you want a sharp face, find that spot, that little divot where your teeth can go into that socket of your ear and blend up. Okay? If you're doing your nose, there's lots of videos of where to do your nose. If I were contouring my nose, I would do it differently than someone else. I would use bright concealer here to open up this area, and then I would do the tip in the dark powder. Everyone does it differently. You have to find the one that fits your facial features, and you can find lots of videos like that online. I highly recommend finding a drag queen online that does their makeup in a way that makes sense to you. Listen to their techniques because their techniques are made to be very theatrical because of the amount of products they're using, but the blending techniques that they use are usable by anyone. So we've got into contour, cool tone contours. Now let's get into warm tone bronzers. So I have warmth here, a liquid pressed powder from Bare Minerals, as well as loose. Warmth is one of the easiest, in my opinion, bronzers to use. It's very warm, as you can see. It's got a very warm tone to it. This looks great on everyone, honestly, and maybe not people with a darker skin tone. I shouldn't say everyone, but if you're fair to medium like me, this is a great option. It's very easy to use. People have been using warmth, loose warmth, for ages, decades even. Dare I say this is vintage. It is so intuitive and easy to use, and the way you're going to want to use this product is by drawing a W across your face. Okay, so you're going to want to start in that divot where your ear is and go in a W across your face, and that's where you're going to want to place that. It does come in pressed form. The pressed form is a little bit cooler in color. Choose just one. Honestly, you don't need both of them. I have all four because I used to work at that store, but you're going to apply it in the same way. A W across the nose and into the ears. Make sure to blend into your ears. Don't be afraid to get into your ears because honestly we get a lot of sun on our ears, and it's interesting when people have their faces made up and they leave their ears out. You can always tell, so watch out for that. Another one that I have is the Too Faced Chocolate Caramel Cocoa. I do not use this. Honestly, dark winters like me, we don't do well with bronzer. I have a little bit of bronzer on. It's a very cool tone bronzer, but I'm using it as contour to bring color that is already present in my neck back into my face after I've done a lot of foundation. This one is very, very, very warm. It smells like chocolate. I use this as eyeshadow. It's actually the eyeshadow color that I have going on here, and then I have a little bit of highlighter on the lid. You can use blush, highlighter, and your bronzer as eyeshadow if you want to save money and you're still working on your techniques for blending. Don't feel the need to go spend money on eyeshadow because honestly, powder is powder is powder, and you can use makeup anyway. There is no rules. So a color like this is really great for an eyeshadow for me. I would never put this on my face. People with my skin tone, we don't look good with bronzer. I don't know what to tell you. You would want to use this in a W. All right, I think we're almost done. I think we went over blush. The blush placements. So blush placements, it depends on your face shape as well. I have a diamond shaped face, but it's a long diamond. Now the way how I know it's a diamond is that my cheekbones are the widest part of my face, and then followed by my forehead, and then followed by my jawline. But all three are congruent towards each other. You see, it's like a marquee shape. Now, some people would argue and say, you have an oval shaped face. Wrong. It is a little oval, and I use that faux tan to create an oval shape, but I'm still a diamond. Okay? And some people would say, oh, you have an oblong face shape. Wrong. My face is pretty evenly matched out, and the highest part of my face are my cheekbones. They stand out laterally, followed by my forehead, and then my jawline, which is smaller. An oblong face is much longer, actually. We can think of Sarah Jessica Parker, who is a classic oblong face shape. My face isn't that long. It is a long diamond. More of a marquee than a fat diamond. So we're going to say it's more like this than that, you know. Some people have very square-shaped diamond faces. My face is a little more oval shaped. But those cheekbones, you're not going to miss them. And that's the key mark of a diamond. A perfect diamond is also Rihanna. Rihanna has a diamond face shape. So for me, I put my blush horizontally. When I want to make my face look a little more oval, I'm going to use that draping technique, and I'm going to pat the blush up to my temple. But I like to make my face look shorter. I want to make my face look shorter because it's a little longer. So I put my blush here. Okay, blush placement depends on your face shape. Some people want to put their blush just here. You can do that if you have a square shaped face. I think they like to put their blush here. It also depends on trends. Some people like to put their blush all over their nose. I personally love to put, when it's summertime and I use that warmth around across my face, I like to follow my blush. I'll follow Golden Gate in a W, and it gives a really beautiful sun beachy glow. Blush changes your face shape. Contour and bronzer will change your face shape. So play around. Just because you have a square shaped face doesn't mean that you can't play around, because when you contour it, it's not going to be square anymore. You know, and most people are taught to contour their face to achieve an oval shaped face. So play with your face. Take some time to sit in front of your makeup mirror and figure out where you want to place the blush. Do you want to place it horizontally? Do you want to place it in a W? Do you want to drape the blush like the 80s? Do you want to, you know, keep the blush concentrated to the center of the face? They're going to give different effects. Look at it from all angles. Go outside, look at your makeup, see how it looks. Then you'll be able to understand what do you like on top of what works for you. Alright, I think we are finished with the color, facial color section. We've gone over blushes, we've gone over the different types of formulas of blush, we've gone over highlighters, we've gone over bronzers, we've gone over contour and the different formulas, stick versus powder. A lot of people choose to use a stick contour and then they'll use a powder contour on top of it. Please develop your blending skills. If you're going to get into contour and you're going to get into changing the shape of your face with contour, take the time to choose the colors carefully and also work on your blending skills. Nothing looks worse than unblended contour. Be careful. Start small. Okay, start small. I'm coming from the position that everyone who's watching this video is a beginner. And I love beginners. That's where we all started from. I love that for us. Be humble. Not everyone needs drag queen style makeup. Contouring is a very drag technique. Personally, I don't look good in those techniques. My face is already very sharp. Why am I going to make it sharper? If your face is more round, honestly, play into that. Ethereal makeup is beautiful and you will look amazing. You don't need to look snatched, girl. You don't need to look snatched. You look amazing with your beautiful round cheeks. Think Selena Gomez. You know, lean into that ethereal vibe, that cherubic vibe. You know, it's beautiful. Your features are beautiful because they're natural to you. So learn how to work with them. Learn how to work with them, and remember, less is more, and the more you put on your face, the more you're gonna have to blend. So keep that in mind, okay? I love you very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you learned a lot in this video, and come back for the next video because we're gonna talk about my favorite eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow so much, so I'm so excited to make that video. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.